Full character creation, over 1,000 planets to explore, the ability to build your own ship, full base building, weapon customization, a full story, and so much more are just some of the reasons why I'm excited about Starfield. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how modding in Starfield will be absolutely mind-blowing and make fans very happy, including Star Wars fans. And yes, you'll get to hear directly from Todd Howard about modding and how Bethesda will be fully supporting the mod community with Starfield. Also, I'm going to talk about the many mind-blowing features of ship customization and building that you may have missed, right down to each individual ship part. And yes, ships will be so big that they will feature multiple decks and tons of modules. And I'm also going to talk about what Microsoft and Bethesda had to say about extensive bug testing and quality assurance to make sure that Starfield has a smooth launch in September. So let's dive into the video and talk about Starfield. So what's really exciting about Starfield is the modding potential for this game. This is what Todd Howard had to say about modding in Starfield according to GameRant.com. The article said, regarding modding, Howard ties in player-made content as another example of what brings players back long after a game's release. A thriving modding community is another way of keeping a game fresh. That's why Todd Howard says Bethesda is going to ensure that Starfield is going to be a dream for its modding community. He characterizes this as Bethesda providing so much for modders to do in-game, though he doesn't get specific. Perhaps he's referring to the 1,000 explorable planets available for modders to build on. End quote. And during the Starfield Reddit AMA, Todd Howard also said the following. He said, "Our plan is to have full mod support like our previous games. Our modding community has been with us for 20 years. We love what they do and hope to see more make a career out of it." End quote. Now, considering this game will have over 1,000 planets, you can just imagine what kind of mods and places people will create on these many different worlds. It's also going to be awesome to see what modders do with the ship building and the base building as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if a modder mods each individual ship component to be straight out of Star Wars, which would be insane. So, that way we could build our own Star Destroyers, Millennium Falcons, or ships like the Razor Crest, X-Wing, or TIE Fighter. It's pretty much endless what modders can do. In fact, modding may get so incredible in Starfield that someone may even pull off building the Death Star in the game. I do believe that this is actually possible, especially when you consider just how amazing mods have been in past Bethesda games and how Bethesda fully supports their modding community. And the shipbuilding in this game will be revolutionary from what I've seen so far. In the Starfield Direct Showcase, they showed off many of the ship parts you'll be able to build with, and these include tons of different parts and components. And I'm going to go over each one of these because there are so many details lost in that Starfield Direct that were skipped over. So let's start off with the HAB, also known as the Habitat Module, and this is where the crew basically lives and does different activities depending on the Habitat module you install. So yes, you can have a full crew on your ship that will help you upkeep your ship, and each crew member will provide different skills and stats that will directly affect the stats and the efficiency of your ship and outpost. There are many different types of HAB modules, including an engineering bay, a storeroom module, hangout area, and so much more. And it looks like you can have multiple HABs too, positioning them horizontally or even stacking them vertically, one right on top of another. And you'll notice in this footage that the ships can have multiple decks as well, which is absolutely insane. And then there's the docker component as well, and this will be used to board other ships. You can even board enemy ships, go inside of them, attack the enemy crew and take over their ship. And once you successfully take over the ship, you then actually own that ship and it will be transferred to your spaceport and you can use it at any time. Now this feature is absolutely mind-blowing to me and I could not believe this is actually in the game. And of course there's the cockpit, and this is where all of the action happens and where you manage your weapon systems, divert power to the different ship systems while traversing space or in combat, and so much more. Then you got your weapons, which include autocannons, lasers, missile launchers, and more like electron beams. And then you got your shield generator. This will determine how powerful your shields are and how long you're going to be able to survive a space battle. And then of course you got your fuel tanks, which will determine fuel capacity rating, and then your grav drive will determine how far you can jump in space. And then a ship would not be a ship without the engines, and of course the engines are going to provide you with thrust, and a more powerful engine will result in better acceleration and top speed. Then you got your reactor. Now this powers pretty much everything on your ship, and it appears to be one of the most expensive parts, which is not surprising because it's basically the heart of your ship. And now onto cowling, which is considered a structural part, and this is mainly for cosmetics to give your ship that shape and size that you want. So if you want to make it look like a Star Destroyer, slap on some more cowling. Want to give it a nose like an X-Wing? You guessed it, add more cowling. And all of the modules and components you install on your ship will affect your ship's stats. You can see that some ships have the ability to travel more light years thanks to a better grav drive, or some ships may be able to carry more cargo thanks to the installation of more cargo bays. So yes, ships also include cargo bays as well, and you can upgrade these, make them bigger for important missions, or if you want to store items like sandwiches. And of course, shipbuilding is just one single element of Starfield, but you can see just how complicated it is, and many people are worried that because of how complicated Starfield is, it may contain tons of bugs at launch. After all, past Bethesda games have been no stranger to shipping with bugs. Well, to address this concern, this is what Microsoft Game Studios head Matt Booty said on the Giant Bomb stream, according to PCGamer.com. He said, "We have an awful lot of people internally playing Starfield. Working with Todd and the team, I see bug counts, and just by the numbers, if it shipped today, this would have the fewest bugs any Bethesda game ever shipped with." End quote. So this does seem very promising, but we really won't know how the game will perform until launch, of course. So yes, I am expecting some bugs here and there for a game of this size, but as long as there is nothing glaring or game breaking, I'm fine with that. So, if there's like a bug here and there, that's going to be okay. Let's just hope there's nothing game breaking, of course. We definitely don't want another bad game launch. We've had too many of these from multiple game companies in the past. I think as a gaming collective, we can all agree that we're done with bad game launches. And that's going to do it for the video. Smash that like button if you're excited for Starfield, and if you want to see more Starfield videos right here on the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you all later, fellow astronauts.